When Ford CEO Jim Farley launched the Maverick, it shook the truck world, compact, affordable, and an instant hit. But while Ford celebrated, Mazda's CEO Masahiro Moro was quietly gearing up for a move no one saw coming. Now, Mazda's new compact truck is about to drop, and it might make the Maverick look old. More power, smarter tech, real truck muscle. So, did Ford just get outplayed? Is Mazda, the underdog, about to take the lead? Most people today think of Mazda as the brand behind slick little sports cars and sleek, stylish crossovers. You hear Mazda, and your mind probably jumps to the MX-5 Miata carving through mountain roads, or maybe a CX-5 pulling up to the school drop-off lane. But before all of that, before Mazda became known for spirited driving and elegant design, they had something tougher in their DNA. Something people don't talk about enough. Trucks, real ones. Go all the way back to 1961. That's when Mazda dropped its very first B-Series pickup. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't high-tech, but it got the job done. These were straightforward, no-nonsense workhorses built to take a beating. You could find them navigating dusty farm tracks in Australia, climbing muddy hills in Southeast Asia, or squeezed between scooters and vending stalls in Tokyo. Wherever they went, they kept going. That rugged, never-quit attitude made them quietly legendary in parts of the world where reliability wasn't a luxury, it was a lifeline. And here's the kicker. For a time, they were actually more dependable than some of Ford's offerings. According to the 2020 J.D. Power Vehicle Dependability Study, Mazda ranked above Ford, above Nissan, and even outpaced some of the so-called premium brands. That's not a fluke. That's the result of building machines that value long-term function over fancy marketing. But here's something even more surprising. The history of Ford and Mazda trucks is more connected than most people realize. Remember the Ford Courier from the 70s and 80s? That was a Mazda under the skin. Later, Mazda's own B-Series became just a rebadged Ford Ranger. The two brands were intertwined, sharing designs, platforms, and markets. Then, in 2010, Mazda pulled out of the US truck game completely. No big announcement, no farewell tour. They just quietly stepped away, leaving Ford to carry the torch alone. Fast forward to today, and that silence is about to be broken, because Mazda's CEO Masahiro Moro hasn't forgotten that legacy, not one bit. In fact, he's looking to revive it, but this time, it's going to be done the Mazda way. No rebadges, no shortcuts, just a truck built with real Mazda DNA, designed from the ground up to punch above its weight. And here's where the timing gets interesting, because while Mazda was planning its comeback, Ford, under CEO Jim Farley, was making waves with a bold idea of its own, launching a small, fuel-efficient pickup in a market dominated by oversized gas-guzzling trucks. Farley went all in on the Ford Maverick, and it paid off big time. The Maverick became an instant hit, drawing in younger buyers, city dwellers, and anyone who wanted the versatility of a truck without the bulk or price tag of an F-150. Farley's gamble worked, and Ford became the unlikely leader of the compact truck renaissance. But now, what once seemed like a triumph might be turning into a trap, because while Jim Farley was basking in Maverick's early success, Masahiro Moro was watching closely. And he didn't just see a market trend, he saw a gap, a weakness. See, the Maverick works brilliantly for light-duty tasks and urban commuting, but it's ultimately built on a car-like platform. It's more SUV with a bed than rugged pickup, and that's exactly where Moro sees the opportunity. Moro doesn't want to simply copy Ford's formula, he wants to beat it. He's crafting a truck that's not just smaller, it's smarter, it's stronger, and it's going to appeal to buyers who actually use their trucks the way trucks were meant to be used. Where Farley built for convenience, Moro is building for capability. He knows Mazda doesn't have Ford's size or budget, but that's their superpower. Mazda's smaller, nimbler, and bolder. They can make decisions quicker, innovate faster, and take risks that Ford can't afford to touch, like reviving the rotary engine as part of a hybrid system, or designing a truck that's tough enough to play in the dirt while still fitting into a city parking space. So while Farley's Maverick plays it safe, Moro's planning to raise the bar completely. And it all starts with what's underneath. This is where the real battle takes shape, not in showrooms, but in the engineering labs and test tracks. Because while the Maverick looks the part of a pickup, it rides on a unibody platform. That's the same kind of structure you'd find in most crossovers and sedans. It's great for comfort and fuel economy, but it lacks the ruggedness and flexibility of a traditional truck chassis. In plain English, the Maverick is great for hauling mulch on the weekends. Not so great if you're towing a trailer through the Rockies or bouncing down a gravel fire road. Mazda, on the other hand, is playing the long game. Their likely move? A body-on-frame design, the gold standard for serious trucks. This platform is built to handle real punishment. It flexes differently, it absorbs shock better, and it supports higher towing and payload numbers. It's the kind of foundation you build when you care about longevity and capability, not just getting good MPG on the highway. And Mazda's not starting from scratch. They already have the BT50 overseas, riding on the same proven chassis as the Isuzu D-Max, a truck known for tackling the harshest terrains in Australia and Southeast Asia. If Mazda brings even a version of that setup to the US, it won't just compete with the Maverick, it will bury it in key performance categories. So what we're looking at isn't just a new truck, it's a direct challenge, a strategic move from a company that's been quietly preparing while everyone else was focused on Ford's early lead. And this time, it's personal. Masahiro Moro is leading Mazda's charge with precision, and he's aiming straight at Jim Farley's Maverick. Next up, let's talk about what kind of power Mazda is packing under the hood, and why it could shake the entire compact truck segment. So while the Maverick is great for weekend runs to IKEA or cruising around town, Mazda's new truck is shaping up to be something more, something that can actually take a hit and keep moving. It's not just about being compact, it's about being capable. Masahiro Moro isn't trying to match Ford's playbook, he's flipping it. And if Mazda's truck lands with body-on-frame bones, Jim Farley might suddenly find the Maverick playing catch-up. Next up, let's talk power, because Mazda's engine options aren't just competitive, they're borderline brutal. Let's be real, when it comes to trucks, power still matters. And this is where Mazda, under the leadership of Masahiro Moro, is coming in swinging. While Jim Farley's Ford Maverick offers decent performance with its hybrid and EcoBoost options, Mazda's potential engine lineup is flat-out aggressive for the compact class. We're talking real muscle here. The 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-4 from the CX-5 and CX-9, it pumps out 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. That absolutely smokes the Maverick's top-spec 2.0-liter EcoBoost engine. Even Mazda's smaller 2.0-liter turbo from the Mazda 3 Turbo delivers more torque than the Maverick can manage. And torque is what gets the job done when towing, climbing, or powering through mud. But Moro's not just playing the horsepower game, he's thinking smarter too. Expect a hybrid setup pulled from Mazda's VHEV lineup, like the CX-90, delivering an estimated 219 combined horsepower and up to 40 miles per gallon. That's near Maverick hybrid territory, but with more power and, potentially, better long-term durability. And here's the wild card that no one saw coming, the rotary engine. Mazda's experimenting with a tiny rotary used as a range extender in other markets. Imagine a compact pickup with rotary electric smoothness, no range anxiety, and enough torque to tackle the trails. That's innovation Ford isn't even close to touching. So while Jim Farley keeps the Maverick comfortable and predictable, Masahiro Moro is pulling off a high-tech ambush, quietly building the most powerful, most unexpected compact pickup in the game. And it's not just about speed and strength. Next, we're diving into how Mazda plans to turn this truck into a real workhorse on trails, job sites, and beyond. Now here's where things get wild, and Ford should be seriously worried. While Jim Farley and his Maverick team are riding high on hybrid hype, Masahiro Moro is quietly cooking up something that could flip the entire segment on its head. Mazda isn't just dropping in a basic hybrid to tick a box, they're bringing out the big guns. Let's start with the plug-in hybrid. Mazda's already got the tech in the CX-90, combining a 2.5-liter petrol engine with an electric motor to deliver solid performance and up to 40 mpg. That's right in Maverick's fuel efficiency sweet spot, but with more muscle and way more potential in terms of capability. So far, so good. But here comes the real twist, the rotary engine. Yeah, that rotary, the same tech Mazda once used in the iconic RX-7, now repurposed for the future. In markets outside the US, Mazda's using a compact rotary as a range extender in their MX-30 EV. The rotary doesn't drive the wheels, it just charges the battery. Quiet, efficient, tiny, and perfect for a truck where space and weight matter. Imagine this, a compact pickup with electric drive, zero range range anxiety, a frunk under the hood, and that smooth rotary power humming in the background. Nobody else is even thinking about this, let alone building it. And that's exactly why it's such a threat to Ford's play-it-safe Maverick. Masahiro Moro isn't trying to match the Maverick, he's out to outsmart it. And while Farley sticks to familiar tech, Mazda's betting on innovation with real-world impact. But what's a powerful truck without real capability? Next, let's talk towing, payload, and why this Mazda might be small, but ready to work like a beast. Let's be honest, when it comes to small trucks, design usually takes a backseat. You get a simple bed, a cabin that looks like a crossover, and that's about it. But Masahiro Moro and his Mazda team aren't settling for basic. They're flipping the script on utility, and it's not just clever, it's straight up game-changing. While Jim Farley's Maverick plays it safe with traditional layout and basic truck bed features, Mazda is looking at the whole vehicle with fresh eyes. This isn't just a compact pickup. It's a problem solver for everyday drivers. Think integrated step slots in the tailgate for easier access, smart hidden compartments, and even advanced retractable bed covers that transform with the push of a button. And then there's the wild card, Mazda's experimental bed cap concept. Imagine pressing a button and watching your open bed rise into a fully enclosed, weather-sealed cargo bay. Canvas sides, sliding tailgate window, the works. No more unbolting heavy caps or fussing with zippers and snaps. Just push and go. It's camper mode, DIY hauler, and delivery van all in one. Mazda's also exploring frunk space, a front trunk, by relocating the range extender and motor setup under the bed, freeing up the engine bay for extra cargo. Try getting that from a Maverick. This isn't just about style or cool tricks. It's about real-world use, making your compact truck adapt to your life, not the other way around. Masahiro Moro knows that buyers today want more than a pretty tailgate. They want flexibility, efficiency, and tech that actually helps. But let's be clear, all this only matters if the truck can handle serious work. Next up, let's dive into towing, off-roading, and how this compact Mazda might outmuscle its bigger rivals. The Ford Maverick had its moment. When Jim Farley greenlit the compact pickup, it exploded onto the scene. Cheap, practical, and surprisingly fun. But success can be a double-edged sword. And right now, the Maverick is bleeding from the cuts of its own popularity. Let's start with availability. Walk into a Ford dealership today and ask for a Maverick at the advertised price. Good luck. Between limited supply, massive dealer markups, and endless wait lists, it's become more of a unicorn than a utility vehicle. Some buyers report paying $5,000 to $10,000 over sticker, if they can even find one. That under $25,000 promise? It's a myth now. And while Ford scrambles to meet demand, customers are left frustrated, waiting months, sometimes over a year, for their trucks. Jim Farley has acknowledged the issue, but solving it hasn't been easy. Ford's supply chain struggles, battery shortages, and dealership pricing chaos have all chipped away at the Maverick's reputation. Meanwhile, Mazda CEO Masahiro Moro is watching this unfold like a strategist waiting for the perfect strike. He knows the market's hot, but he also knows that delivering on time and at a fair price could be the 1-2 punch that takes Ford's crown. Add to that the Maverick's weaker platform, less towing capacity, and SUV roots, and suddenly that once revolutionary truck starts looking less revolutionary. Mazda isn't just building a rival, they're solving everything people are complaining about with the Maverick. And with Ford stumbling, there's a massive opportunity. But the knockout blow may come from something even simpler: price. Let's talk about it next. Timing isn't just everything, it might be the thing. And Mazda, under the sharp eye of CEO Masahiro Moro, seems to be playing this game like a chess master. While Jim Farley's Ford Maverick blazed the trail, Mazda's been quietly studying every mistake, every bottleneck, every customer complaint. And now they're getting ready to move. The expected launch window for Mazda's compact pickup, late 2025 to early 2026. That's no accident. By then, Ford will have had 4 years of Maverick on the road and 4 years of problems piling up. Production delays, inflated prices, unmet demand. All of it could come to a head just as Mazda hits the market with a clean, crisp alternative. And unlike Ford, which had to scramble to meet unexpected demand, Mazda will be ready. Moro isn't just aiming to compete, he's planning to deliver. trucks that show up when promised, pricing that actually reflects what's advertised, and most importantly, capability that Ford just can't match in the same segment. While Maverick buyers grow tired of waitlists and markups, Mazda's truck could arrive like a breath of fresh air. It's not just about the truck. It's about trust, timing, and showing up when your rival's slipping. And when the dust settles, it won't be Ford leading the compact truck charge. It'll be Mazda. But what's all this worth if the price doesn't hit the sweet spot? Let's break that down next. Let's be honest. Price is where most people start when shopping for a truck. And on paper, Ford's Maverick looks like a deal. CEO Jimfarley made headlines when the Maverick launched with a starting price under $25,000. But that number, it's barely real anymore. Walk into a Ford dealership and good luck finding a Maverick at MSRP. Thanks to crazy demand, dealer markups have pushed actual prices up by $5,000 to $10,000 in many places. Mazda's CEO Masahiro Moro knows this. That's why Mazda's planning to launch their new compact pickup right in that $25,000 to $28,000 range and actually deliver at that price. No games, no wild markups, just real value. But it doesn't stop there. Moro's betting on long-term ownership benefits too. You see, Mazda's known for building vehicles that last. Solid engineering, dependable performance, and fewer breakdowns mean their trucks will likely hold value far better than Ford's. And when you're ready to trade it in or sell it 5 years down the road, that matters a lot. So while Ford's Maverick might feel like a bargain up front, Mazda's new truck could save owners thousands in the long run. Lower maintenance costs, stronger resale value, and better reliability. It's a smarter investment across the board. Farley may have won the price war at launch, but Moro is playing the long game. And now, with everything laid out, design, power, timing, and price, there's just one thing left to say. Let's wrap this up. So here we are. Ford's Maverick, once the scrappy underdog of the truck world, turned into a surprise success, thanks in large part to CEO Jimfarley's bold push into the compact segment. But success can make you slow, comfortable, predictable. That's where Mazda comes in. Under the radar, underdog energy. But this isn't just a comeback. It's a full-on challenge. CEO Masahiro Moro isn't trying to copy the Maverick. He's trying to surpass it. And based on everything we've seen, the tougher platform, smarter engineering, more powerful engines, hybrid innovation, and a launch price that makes sense, he just might do it. This new Mazda compact pickup isn't a Maverick competitor. It's a Maverick killer. It's built for real-world use, real adventure, and real value. And it arrives just as the Maverick starts to stumble under its own hype. So the question isn't, will Mazda's truck make an impact? The question is, are you ready to see the Maverick get dethroned?